Hello, everybody, and welcome to another stream. The final stream of me doing Final Fantasy One. Anyway, this is actually just a review because I did not defeat the final enemy Chaos on screen. I actually just defeated him, and to prove it, I did receive the. I did play this through a Steam account, so I did receive the defeat Chaos and return peace to the world. So you can actually for those who have me on Steam, you can actually verify that through that. But another way to do it is to show you that I defeated the enemy is the bestiary. Each time that you defeat an enemy, or at least your first enemy of each one in the bestiary, they actually pop up in the bestiary. I am missing 3 encounters. I have 125 out of 128, but this is the bestiary. Each time that you defeat them, and you're supposed to defeat them, you'll gain the defeat achievement, like up here where you see it. You won't be able to see my cursor, but I'm pointing at defeat all the way to the top and 1. So to prove that I defeated it, defeated the final boss, you can just go all the way down here. The chaos is actually entry 128, and right there, defeat, and you can actually redo the battle by hitting Q. But yep, that's pretty much it right there, So this is I defeated this monster twice, that person twice. Yep, that's because you encountered them twice. Purple Worm 15, Death Eye 3 times. Rios. I only think I encountered one of them anyway. The other one I ran from. So, but yep, as you can see, that's the entry. So, sorry that I defeated this off screen. I just was constantly, I think part of it, I was getting distracted. That, and I kind of went through and rebuffed some of my characters. Did pick up some additional items that I didn't pick up before. I did defeat him with Masamune. I had one character with Masamune and one character with the Sasuke. I believe it's called the Sasuke sword or the Sasuke knife. It's one. So the Sasuke weapon and the Munamasa or Masamune weapon. They're both swords. The Sasuke weapon is actually only able to be used by the thief and ninja, where Masamune can be only used by the knight, and they are actually the top 3 weapons. The top 3 weapons is actually Masamune, the Sasuke blade, and Excalibur. Not actually in that order. From best to third best, it goes Masamune, Excalibur, and the Sasuke blade. So I didn't get an Excalibur, but I did have Masamune on my knight known as TJ, and I did have the Sasuke blade on my thief known as Kalen. So I did have them when I defeated them. The defeat came actually pretty swift. It was actually my so I took a break, got on. I said, okay, I'm gonna try and defeat them. That way I can at least do a review on the Final Fantasy 1 game from start to finish and how I felt about the game going forward. And then, you guys have seen me get defeated by this guy at least 2 or 3 times each video, so I have 6 defeats under my belt with I have 6 game overs mixed in with 1 defeat of this guy. So and I did get 1 or 2 game overs off. I did get 3 games overs off screen, so I think it's 9 game overs and 1 defeat. So my record is crap, nonetheless. But I did defeat this son of a bitch, as I like to put it. I did defeat him, so it's right there. Even says I did. So let's begin with the review. Very simply. As the game started, it was actually really nice with the 1980s retro stuff. This is actually the remastered. I never actually got to play the first true Final Fantasy game for the NES. That was very much a big letdown. I definitely would have liked to have done it. This actually pixel remastered edition has a bit better graphics and lighting than the actual original NES version, and then they actually did clear out some of the glitches and errors that the first game did have. Gameplay was pretty much good. You go from town to town. You go from place to place. You got places to go. You actually, it was very easy to follow. The story, if you guys watch all my playthroughs, you'll basically get the story of what's going on. Is basically the Heroes of Light are looking for ways to get into the shrines of each and every fiend, collect the light, and restart the four crystals of the four elemental crystals, which is basically water, wind, earth, and fire. Each one has a fiend in it. The Merilith, the fire fiend, Tiamat, the air fiend, Lich, the earth fiend, and then Kraken, the water fiend. I like that because my actual first Final Fantasy game that I actually did beat was Final Fantasy IX, and those fiends actually make an appearance, as well as some other names in here that oh my god, so freaking love. The only one who I never saw in here, but his name appeared up, was a legendary Cid, who, in this game, the legendary Cid existed over 2,000 years ago that actually ended up helping the Sky People create their airships of flight that actually put them into the clouds, which is freaking awesome. But you never got to meet Cid. Cid is a man of legendary in this game. I like that. Bahamut is also another dragon figure, intelligent dragon, which they come on in later games, and we are actually going to see that. So I believe aside from the four bad guys, the four elemental bad guys, you got Cid, the legendary airship engineer, and then you have, now I'm drawing a blank, and I was leading up to a good point. Cid and the four elemental bad guys, which are usually the precursor for each boss, they actually did that back in Final Fantasy IX as well. The four elemental bad guys, Cid, and Bahamut. Bahamut eventually later became a summon creature that, not only is it a creature that you defeat, but become a summon creature. And then, later on, I think I love the transition of each one. Like, eventually we are going to see Cid. But in this game, we didn't get to see Cid because Cid is just a man of legend. Bahamut, we did get to meet Bahamut. And that was kind of nice because Bahamut was not a creature you just summoned. He's a very much intelligent dragon, which is freaking awesome. And eventually we will get summoners. Like the class system in this one, I love that there was the professional class and job system, such as the warrior, the thief, the white mage, black mage, red mage, and I believe there's a couple more. There's the monk, the ranger, I believe, but I didn't use them. I used my four classes that I used was the knight, the thief, which I didn't like the thief class in this one. I really didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I did not like the thief class. The black mage and the white mage with the upgrade of the black wizard and the white wizard, that was pretty much the same. I did like that. That was actually really awesome. I'm not gonna lie there. To have that was pretty cool. So, and then what other jobs? There was the monk, and I believe there's the ranger or the archer. There's like 8 of them. So you can mix and match each time that you play this game, you can actually mix and match and have a new set every single time. Oh, and if I didn't mention the red mage, there is a red mage. There's 3 spellcasters. So that was actually pretty interesting. So, but anyway, not to go too much longer into this because we're really not going to see anything on this round. So I want to make this a quicker video. We are almost at 12 minutes. Let's actually get to the thing. The gameplay. The gameplay was very familiar for me, for someone who played Final Fantasy 9, 10, and 13 first before playing Final Fantasy 1. Actually, I lied. I played Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, and 13 before I played this one. So I love the gameplay. This gameplay actually extends through the entire series to some degree or another. You wander around, you go from place to place, gathering information while gathering heroes, get to name them, get to listen to their backstories, as well as they become adventuring in your party. You gear them up, you make them powerful, you go after the final boss, going through the world and discovery, which is basically, for a guy who plays tabletop gaming, that's actually pretty well good. And it was funny, Ironcaster was in one of my videos going, in the comments going, man, I wonder what elements you're going to incorporate from this into your Castles and Crusades game. So definitely you can do that, because these are definitely role-playing games. These stories can be very easily fixed into a tabletop game. So, but definitely got the familiarity, which is definitely a big plus for me. I did love the story. Story was different than what I was used to, but it still carried the same thing. You bring in your heroes, you name your heroes, you meet the threat. Then you find out there's a more powerful existential threat. Then you go on and you level up your character, give them the best weapons and gear you can, make discoveries, gather stuff as well as information, and then you go and beat the existential threat. So it has that roundup, so that's been a big plus. Overall, I love the game. The only thing I didn't like about it was you can see me in my playthroughs. I don't know if I really have suffered that many game overs. The only time I suffered a game over was with this guy here. So I love the jump from I'm beating the shit out of every minor bad guy and even every boss battle, beating the shit out of them first time around without a single defeat, leading into this guy who has kicked my ass over about nine times or more. The major jump from being like I'm coming in with great gear, but not the best gear, but great gear, great freaking spells, great levels, to be reduced to nothing but slag and rubble within a mere than a few turns was kind of a big letdown, because that kind of like killed it for me. Like there was nothing else I could really do. No one could defeat me. Not even the the second four fiends, which had basically double the health, could defeat me. But this guy could defeat me at the snap of his fingers, like Thanos. It was like basically in Avengers Endgame, where you see everyone getting defeated. And, I mean, they're having a hard time, but each one is defeating each enemy. But then Thanos comes in and kicks all their asses without even looking before he does his famous Thanos snap. I would say that was pretty much a letdown. Which I don't think I remember suffering through that with Final Fantasy IX or any of the other previous games, but we shall see. So I'm going to say thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm going to say I got a good 66% percentile here. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. If I was doing the 5 scale rating, it's going to be 3 out of 5. If I had to do the 10 scale rating, I'm going to say a high 6 to low 7 out of 10. So that's where I'm going to go at with that. And actually, I say high 6 to low 7 because still 66%, I still get 2 thumbs up with 1 thumbs down, which is kind of like still 2/3 instead of 3/4, but you can kind of go up there. So I'm gonna say high 6 to low 7 out of 10. So not perfect, but still a great game. So with that all said, you guys have a great, wonderful day. Check out my videos, and I will be playing Final Fantasy II here soon. Have a great day.